Welcome to our next lecture. So in our previous lecture, previous videos we have learned an introduction to NLP, right? We have seen that we require natural language processing so that a human being can communicate with machine. Machine can understand what human being wants to say, okay, and further it can respond accordingly. Fine. We have seen word vectors. We have seen components of NLP. Okay, and we have seen various terminologies with respect to NLP. In this video, we will learn stages in NLP or steps in NLP. Okay, so morphological analysis, syntactic analysis, discourse integration, and pragmatic analysis. Okay, these are the steps we are going to learn one by one. So we have morphological processing, okay, then syntax analysis, semantic analysis, and at the last we have pragmatic analysis. So you can see these four are most important, okay, most important stages. Fine. So let them see one by one. So first of all, let us go to our first one, that is morphological analysis. What is morphological analysis? Okay, it is study of individual words are analyzed in their components. Non-word tokens are separated from them. Now understand. Okay, I'll explain you in simple format. A word is there. Okay, it is divided into parts. Fine. In morphological analysis, what is done? A word is divided into parts. First of all, what do you mean by morphology? As we've seen previous video, but it is nothing but study of word formation. How a word is formed. Okay, to study that is called as morphology. Okay. Now, in this analysis, what is done? How words are built from smaller pieces. Okay, small things are taken together and words are formed. Okay, now so what is done in this analysis? Identification, analysis of root words. Means I want to find what you mean by root words. Root words are also called as stem words. I want to identify them. Then affixes. Affixes are of two types, suffix as well as prefix. The one which you add before is pre, the one which you add at the end is called as suffix. So that you want to analyze. And secondly, part of speech. So let us see a simple example. If I talk about the word washing, right? So washing is made up of two words. Wash, I call it as root word. What is wash? It is nothing but root word or stem word. And ish is added as an affix to it. Affix means I am fixing with it. Okay, I can fix it at the end or I can fix it before. So here I am fixing it at the end, so I call it as suffix. And if I fix it before the word, I call it as prefix. For example, complete is the word, pre is in. Incomplete. Okay, so in stands for prefix. Washing. Okay, so the rest part is here spelling mistake is there, it should be ing. Okay, here it is spelling mistake ing. Fine, so you note it. Next is browser is equal to browse plus er. Fine, rats is equal to rat plus s. So what is done over here? Okay, how a word washing is formed, how the word browser is formed using these small pieces. Okay, so we are trying to identify and analyze, okay, the root words, right? What is root word in case of washing? Wash. What is root word over here? Browse. What is root word over here? Rat. So we are trying to identify it, and along with that, here in morphological analysis, parts of speech also are going to be identified. Let us see in our next slide example. Okay, so what we are going to do over here, find out the pieces that have contributed in word formation in order to make a particular word. For example, incomplete. What are the pieces? Okay, divided into pieces. Then tokenize the words, generate separate tokens for it. Remove the additional word. For example, s, cats, remove s. Ed, remove ed. Okay, same like there was one subject previously, compilers. Then compiler very first phase tokenization. So the way how tokenization is done in compilers, the same way is used over here for morphological analysis. Okay, so here what do you mean by morphemes? Morphemes is nothing but the smallest meaningful bearing units constituting a word. These are smallest meaning bearing units. Okay, smallest units, but they have meaning also. Okay, they come together and they form word. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to divide it like morphemes is there. Okay, so morpheme is having stem word and affixes. Stem is nothing but root word. Okay, now in our previous example, what was the stem? in our previous example, what was the stem? Our example is rats. So here what is the stem? Rat. What is the stem over here? Browse. Okay, stem word is nothing but the root word, your main word about what you are talking. Okay, and so morpheme consists of the stem and it consists of affixes. Affixes are of two types, as I said, prefix and suffix. Okay, prefix is there. For example, if I have the word postpone, so post is the prefix. Okay, and suffix, for example, if I add I am bored, ed, or based, ed. So ed is nothing but suffix which I am adding at the end. And stem words are, for example, tree, go, fat. Okay, like that. So morphemes. Okay, here example is shown. So your example is the word unhappiness. Unhappiness, this word, okay, it is divided into three parts. As we said that divided into smaller parts. Okay, un is one part, happy is the other part, ness is the other part. So next is nothing but suffix. Un is nothing but prefix. Un you added previously, it is prefix. This is the suffix, and happy is my stem word or my root word. Now this prefix as well as suffix both are affixes. Okay, so recognize root forms of inflected words. So now the word was what? Unhappiness is nothing but it is called as inflected word. So what I have to do from inflected word, I have to recognize the root forms and construct a standardized representation. So what is the standardized representation that we want to see further? So I hope you got the first point, that what I have to do is I have to recognize the root forms of inflected word. From inflected word I have to find out the root formats. Okay, so my example is books. Okay, books is equal to book. Okay, plus PL. PL is short form for plural. It is used here. Okay, plural. So what do I have? My root form is book. So I have taken book plus. What did I appended? I appended so as to make it plural. So this is the standardized representation. This I have to represent in this fashion. This is standardized representation. Next is skated. Okay, so what do I have? Skate is my root word plus. Instead of ed, okay, instead of d, I use the word past because it is my past tense. Okay, so I said like you can add tenses also, or you can add parts of speech also. It depends. So this format, if you represent sorry, if you represent your sentence in this format, it is called as standardized representation. Okay, translate the contractions also. Sometimes we write in short form, he will. So you have to translate it in full formats. So what is it? He will. Okay, so this is done in morphological analysis. Okay, these are the few examples of morphological analysis. So I have cats. Fine. So cat. What is a cat? It is a noun. A cat is a noun. Plus, I've written it in plural, right? So what is the base form or the root form of it is cat, plus it's a noun, plus it was written in plural format. So morphological analysis will output. This is the output of morphological analysis. This is input to it. I hope it is clear. Secondly, geese. Okay, what is base form of geese? Goose. Plus, is it a noun? Yes, it's a noun. Plus, so whatever parts of speech is there, that is appended with it. Okay, part of speech is also recognized in NLP. Plus, by morphological analysis. So what I have added to it? Plural. Why? Geese is plural of goose. Goose means one goose. Geese means multiple. So it is, again we have to append PL. Next, a single goose is given. So if single goose is there, then what to do? Goose plus, it's a noun, plus it's a singular, right? Now this time it is not plural, it is singular word. So SG is written over here. It can also be written as goose plus verb. Sometimes it the activity of done by goose is called, like it is verb, like activity is also there called as goose. So it is written goose plus verb. When I talk that it is verb, it is not having singular or plural tense. So nothing is written further. Caught. Caught, its base form is what? Catch. It's a verb, right? Verb plus either you write the word past participle or you simply can write past. Okay, no need of writing participles. Next is witches. Okay, so what do I have? Witch plus it's a noun plus it's plural, right? Mice. Again, it's singular. Its base form is mouse plus the word which is mentioned over here is plural. That's why written plural over here. Mist. So mist plus verb plus past. It is past tense, right? Cities. City is the base form. It's a noun plus it's plural. That's why PL is written here. Merging. Okay. So merge. This is a verb and it is the present participle of, like, I am merging these two sentences. Present participle, that's why present part is written here. Cat. So cat is singular, right? Cat plus noun plus singular. Okay, so these are the output for morphological analysis. Okay, so here we have learned the first part of it. Fine. And one more thing I want to tell, that morphological analysis uses lexicon. Okay, so lexons, lexemes, okay, in short, in compilers it is called as lexical analysis. So you can say that lexical analysis and morphological analysis work parallelly with each other. Okay, this morphological analysis can use stop and keep list. Stop list and keep list. Keep list means what do I want to keep further. Stop means what do I want to remove. In indexing engines are also used. Okay, so this is about morphological analysis. In our next video, we will see about syntax and try to cover semantic analysis as well. Thank you for now.